Of yours? I don't exactly have very many nobles for friends. Present company accepted, of course. Excluded would have been a better word. You've got a bounty on you, right? It's like you got another fan, Yuri. Let's get out of here. Oh, please wait. I'm not going to turn you in. Please listen to what I have to say. The Imperial Knights will show up if you keep yelling like that. I know. Look, I'll hear you out. Just keep your voice down. Yes, of course. I'm sorry. My name is Shell, and you would be Yuri? In the flesh. Actually, I've come to you precisely because of your bounty. Please, could you find my brother? What does Yuri's bounty have to do with your brother? Well, my brother just can't let criminals go, so I thought that with a bounty on your head. So to get this straight, you want to use Yuri as bait to lure your brother out into the open. That's a bit of a harsh way of saying it, but essentially, yes. Sorry, find yourself another sucker. Yuri, wait. You haven't been able to find your brother? No, I haven't heard from him ever since he left the capital 3 years ago. He left on a journey to do great deeds and become famous. He used to be in the Knights, but he couldn't get famous even after many brave deeds. Yeah, and the two superior officers happen to be really nice. They'll take all the credit for anything you do. Why was your brother so concerned about making a name for himself? His girlfriend's father said that he wouldn't allow their marriage unless he became famous. He told him, the man who marries my daughter must be known throughout the world for his righteous deeds. So then, what is your brother's girlfriend doing now? She's still waiting for him to return. Her father has since passed away, so there's no one left to oppose their marriage. So if your brother comes back, they can get married. Yuri. Here we go again. There's no guarantee that he won't try to kill me. I would even be happy with just some information about my brother's whereabouts. His name is Clay. Clay, got it. We'll look for him. Really, this one is worth doing because you get a pretty cool costume out of it. But it's like an act spanning side quest, so it's not going to be done anytime soon, you know what I mean? But you do get a couple of arts out of it that you wouldn't get otherwise. That's always good. Luna. Wait, we have to talk to him twice. I don't know why that's an extra step. But yeah, apparently, like, you have to talk to him twice. It's like, first you watch the scene, then you go west some more, then you talk to him, and then you go down and you'll see the girl sitting on the bench with the kids around her. That's who you have to talk to. But yeah, this whole side quest is called the Dark Enforcer side quest. It's pretty famous in this game. You know, back when you could earn costume titles. Ah, Yuri, have you found any clues as to my brother's whereabouts? No, nothing yet. I see. It's pretty hard to look for him when all we have is the name Clay to go by. Well, then please go and meet Loon. She's my brother's girlfriend. You should be able to find her with the children in the citizens' quarter. Okay, let's go and have a look. But yeah, like, this one's worth doing, but like... Did we even get titles for Estelle and What's-Her-Face? I don't think we did. It was just a stupid scene involving a cat. Like, again, if you've never played this game, it's 100% like, it'll feel natural to you. But coming from someone who had all this shit cut out from time constraints or whatever, it just feels extra and it doesn't add anything. Oh, Yuri, fancy seeing you here. I could say the same for you. I wouldn't have expected to see you together with a noblewoman. This is Miss Loon. She comes from and reads books to the kids every now and then. Ah, so you're Loon. How do you know my name? Shell told me about you. Oh, I see. The children have told me quite a few things about you too, Yuri. Looks like you're the talk of the capital. What can I do for you? I was wondering if you could tell me how I might be able to find your boyfriend, Clay. You're looking for Clay? Shell asked you to do this, didn't he? Yes, we'll find him for you, I promise. Just be patient. Thank you, but you needn't try too hard. I'd be glad if Clay came back, but I'm happy enough as it is. Are you sure? Yes, now that I know how nice it feels to have someone who's always there for me. I see. But I'm very thankful for your kindness. Ah, yes, you're a swordsman, correct? Perhaps you could use this. This book was my father's. He was a famous swordsman with the Imperial Knights. He had many disciples, but none of them were able to master this technique. What do you think? Can you do it? Maybe like this? That's all Yuri. Wow, got it on your first try. That's amazing. You truly have a rare gift with a sword, Yuri. Nah, that's nothing. No, it's very impressive for you to have succeeded where all his disciples failed. As a show of my gratitude for your kindness, you may have this book. I hope that it'll be useful to you. You really think it's okay if we don't look for Clay? I don't know. Shell seemed pretty worried about him. Let's search for him a little more. Alright, done. Let's see. Cap Nora go west and find Sicily for Raven to learn Vacanza and his Twilight Dreamer title. Is that in Torum? For some reason I thought that was in... Oh no, it is Cap Nora. I was like, I don't remember him doing that in that place. Get away. But yeah. A lot of these side quests don't really add much outside of a tiny hint of flavor, you know. But because this is technically our first playthrough, even though I've beaten this game already on my personal file, I'm going to do my best to showcase everything that's in here. I did make the decision yesterday, though, that I'm skipping past a lot of the dialogues and cutscenes and crap because I also had to keep myself interested in seeing. It's currently in English, but I don't want to start like, you know, this playthrough like halfway, all of a sudden change to Japanese. Like, New Game Plus is when I'll switch the audio over, but so far, like, it's, you know, it's Tales of Vesperia. It's pretty much the same. It is the same game. It's just we have a couple of extra fights, an extra dungeon that really wasn't all that. It was kind of a spooky place, though. It was, what was it? The something of remembrance or some shit like it was like this like multi-floor dungeon that was similar to a lot of the endgame dungeons in the Tales games. Like, you have to, you know, fight a certain amount of enemies, and it really sucks because there's 2 fell arms in this extra dungeon. The fell arms for Patty and Flynn are in that dungeon, and when you get there, the enemies are pretty high level. They're like level 60 enemies, so it's like pretty much endgame level. Endgame for like first playthrough levels, like 60 is about endgame. But god damn it.
Piece of cake! I guess I'll go eat.
What well, that's done. Don't really need to do that. Don't really need to use bug breath. Effective against bug type enemies. Interesting. I mean, we could use it, but it's not gonna do all that much for us. Goddamn kill stealing son of a bitch.
Shouldn't you be using this a little more? Hooray for the old man!
And the funny thing with the way Carol works is he's really good against flying enemies because he knocks them down.
Your spear fighting is fluid and your footwork is amazing. I love watching you fight, Judith.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Aren't all Critians more of the nerdy, scholarly type?
Sorry, I'm skipping these.
Piece of cake! Don't let him trip you up.
But like, yeah, he knocks down aerial enemies, which I think is pretty nifty.
Alright, here we go. Yay!
Making them practically worthless, because once he has enemies on the ground, they can't really do jack. But yeah, going back to talking about the Mausoleum of Remembrance, or whatever the F that place was called.
There's no challenge at all.
It
I'll go easy
doesn't
on
look super interesting. The enemies are really annoying. Like, there are some enemies that have like max physical defense, so no matter what you do, you have to use magic attacks on them, and vice versa. Like, they have really high magic defense, so you have to use physical attacks to kill them. If you know how this game works, it really doesn't matter, because you can just kill them with fatal strike chains, and you still get a lot of gold and grade and stuff for doing that. So, you know, you could follow the game's rules, or you could follow the other game's rules. Like, I appreciate what they tried to do with it, but I just found it tedious more
We'll
than anything
destroy
else.
them in no time.
But there was some interesting lore that wasn't in the game before, so that
I
part
will
was
find a
cool.
way to get through.
But yeah, you need to do that in order to get
fun.
in order to get the fell arms for Patty and Flynn. And coming up, we'll see if we'll actually be able to use Patty in the party for the first time as Impact when we get to the ghost ship, which is where the next dungeon we're doing is the ghost ship. So soon there will be footage of how Patty plays.
Piece of cake.
She
Don't let him trip you up.
is unique, to say the least.
The sign of victory!
The very least, you could say that she's unique.
You got pretty good.
She's a little too gimmicky for my taste. But she's more usable in a boss fight than, you know, Judith is. At the very least, like,